is a public service announcement brought to you by your friends at Degeneration X.
Break it down!
One way or another to fan service that these guys still like to complain about. By the way, I've noticed that some of these people, some of these guys, and I'm going to use those in quotations, these guys that like to complain about fan service, isn't it odd that sometimes they like to use pictures of anime girls to represent them, use them as their avatars in these videos, rather than just, showing themselves, talking about it, I'm using this picture here, but that's pretty much, I'm just, this is just an, representation of the topic. And, you've seen plenty of videos with me in it, so I've shown myself plenty of times. I just feel like doing some of my rants like this nowadays. That's something kind of connected to, and they love to complain about too, is the concept of harem anime. Now, harem anime is, or the topic of harems, is that usually involves the lead character, most time a guy, who has more than one female suitor. Let's put it that way, an attendant, a bride, a fiance, would you will. And this is gone back all the way to the 80s, maybe even longer. In such series as Tenchi Muyo or Ranma One Half, they've had that. They kind of use that topic a lot. And usually the man involved, it's not usually his fault. I mean, he's just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and winds up having these girls infatuated with him. They want to marry him, or they want to do it with him for one reason or another. Usually not directly his fault. He's not this womanizer. He's not a womanizer. He's not a pervert or anything. He's just this guy through strange circumstances outside of his control would not. He didn't plan on this. Usually winds up with these girls wanting him. Like, for example, on Ranma One Half, two of the girls that want him. These 4 girls that want him, like Akane and Ukyo. That was pretty much his father's fault. Promising him to Akane Tendo's father to wed his daughter, and Ukyo, so that she said, "Oh, he'll marry her. You can give me your food card." He just did that for food, in the sense of Ukyo. Shampoo. He was just, he winds up in the village in his girl form, and winds up defeating her because of their tradition. She had to kill her, but when he defeated her in his male form, she falls in love with him because of tradition, that her people's tradition. It's not because he knew what he was doing. He was just, when he in his man form, he was basically trying to defend Akane. I know Kodachi wasn't, Kodachi just fell for him. He didn't really do anything to attract her. She did it herself, And the same thing with like Tenchi Muyo. It's just because of one. I think the Princess Ayako, she did it because. Kind of obligation type thing, but she was also in love with him. Same thing with Ryoko, and Susami. They all have their own reasons, and it's not because he picks up on women. Now, of course, usually what happens is, he does appear that he does lead these girls on, the guy involved, but it's not because he wants to. He just he might be comfortable at that level, and he also doesn't want to hurt their feelings. They're his friends as well as they're in a way love interests to him. He just doesn't want to hurt anybody. It is kind of wishy-washy and sissy about it too. I mean, even going as far as like a Bajo Bajo, which is an anime. It's sort of like a fan service version of Harry Potter. The girls are after him just because that the mother, the woman who hooks up with him and has his kid, they're gonna, have the most powerful wizard of all. So, it's kind of like a fame thing there. But and Rosario plus vampires just because Skune is a nice guy, and he basically wins them over by being nice to them and stuff and all, and they kind of fall for him that way. It's not because I don't see any problem with that. I mean, what guy, especially in that age group, it's mostly young guys, would not want a bunch of hot girls chasing after him all the time and fighting over him? It's natural, it's normal. And these guys think it's weird and perverted. I don't, I mean, sheesh, I kind of had that in high school myself, believe it or not. But, I don't know. But, I just do not see why these guys closet cases and these sissies. I mean, are they just bullshitting just so they can have female viewers? And the women who think this way, liking them and stuff. I mean, most of the time, women who think like this are usually not attractive anyway. I mean, if you ever saw the promotional, the picture promoting my last rant on Weirdo Network, it's usually the women that are complaining about sexism are the ugly broads anyway. So this is pretty much almost like an anime version of that. But this is my little long-awaited rant on the anti-fan service movement here on YouTube. Basically saying my piece, trying to have my opinion about fan service. I think it's perfectly okay. It's entertaining. Yeah, you get a little turned on it, but hey, it's also used for comical purposes. And I'm kind of also doing this to usher in anime reviews as well here, so you can start seeing some reviews on anime here on the Multiverse. And I hope you enjoyed this little rant. You can leave a comment if you want, video response, whatever. And of course, this is Degeneration HanX. Stay tuned here for more reviews and whatnot here on the Multiverse. See ya.
Well, I guess if you're not down with that,